Today, I will show you how to actually pitch on webinars. I will reveal the exact framework for the pitch that I've used for dozens of clients in the coaching and biz op niche, and how we've managed to generate up to $167,000 in revenue from one single webinar, okay, and around $150,000 in profit. Now, in this video, I will show you the exact slides that I'm currently using in one of our best and most well-elaborated pitch sections. I will show you how to pitch the core offer, how to add discounts, guarantees, bonuses, when to pitch, what to pitch, if you should go direct to card, if you should go with book a call, how to frame the pitch, how to ask for a permission to pitch, literally every single thing by demonstrating you the exact pitch section that I'm currently running for my clients. Okay, so after the end of this video, by the end of this video, you will know exactly how you can structure your pitch in a way better way. And I'm quite sure you probably do not have this pitch framework in place, because from analyzing a lot of my clients' webinars, I saw that they were just dropping the offer. Kind of, they had 10 different slides with the deliverables, maybe 1 or 2 bonuses, maybe a guarantee, but nothing more. They weren't pre-framing, they weren't asking for commitment, they weren't future-pacing. This is exactly what I'm laying down here in this video. Okay, my name is Simon Esman. Everything I talk about on this channel is how you can scale your coaching business to multiple 6 to 7 figures a month. So if you aren't a subscriber yet, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, let's dive right in this massive banner here. So first of all, what you need to do, what you need to understand is that your webinar pitch isn't just about the pitch. It isn't just about the offer and the discount structure. It's about framing the pitch the right way. Because what happens is after the training section, you will have kind of this weird transition from the training, from the value part to, okay, I'm here and actually I want to sell you something, right? And a lot of people will drop off here if they do it awkwardly. And so many webinars, like, there's no real transition. The transition makes no sense. And you really need to build up on why and explain the why of this offer, and put it in a logical alignment with the actual training section. So you're going to understand exactly what I'm talking about. Look, basically what I do after the training. So our training slides are over here. Okay, this is the training. This is training, T for training. And then I ask for commitment. And one of these commitment slides, for example, is this one over here. Do you feel that now, after learning about these 3 pillars that I laid down in the training, you're in a better position to land your first high-paying sales role? Okay, this is basically the dream outcome for this client. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Then they put it in the chat. We chat a bit, and they basically get their commitment after the training that they actually found the training valuable. Okay, paired with future pacing. Why do I get their commitment? I want them to basically write out that the training was valuable for them. Okay, and commit to the value of the webinar. Now, what I do after this, I basically do something called the crossroad option. So as you can see over here, we've got a nice crossroad in the forest. Really, the only question that remains is whether you should go this way alone or get some help along the way, right? Option A is do it on your own. Then the way I want to emphasize the pain of doing it alone, costly mistakes, wasted hours. And option B is then basically working with us, present it as the shortcut and explain why you start coaching, and then basically show massive proof. We're going to get into all of this right now. So basically what I want to do is I want to emphasize the pain of doing it on their own. What can happen even though they received all the value of the I want to show something like, yo, now after watching this webinar, you're in the best position to actually do it on your own. However, I'm an example of doing it on my own, and I've spent literally thousands of dollars that went nowhere. I followed the wrong systems. I had so many negative thoughts at night about if this is going to work, because I had no one guiding me, and I didn't have a shortcut. Like, hey, it took me years to do it. So as you can see over here, there are lots of hurdles you could fall over if you decide to do it on your own. And then you want to emphasize hurdles. What can happen? For example, for remote sales, it would be not landing a job without a network, which is facts, right? Or it would be taking you weeks to cover all of this in a class like this. Okay, you want to list as many obstacles as possible and basically increase the pain of doing it on their own that gets so high that they have no other option than working with you. And then what we want to do is, out of this pain, we want to basically deliver the solution and deliver the why. So people love to hear reasons because of why you do something. So they want to hear why you're actually coaching. Okay. And this is why we dive into the foundation story of the coaching program, into the founder story, okay? Why it was built, what happened, why we started with this program. which is, as you can see, which is why I started my program, because I knew most people were just 90 days away from landing this or that. Okay. And then we want to be authentic, kind of explain the story, how everything started, that we didn't plan to coach, but more people were asking us, and the results now speak for themselves. So as you can see, so I put this theory to the test and took on a few students to see if I could actually help people change their lives too. And it's fair to say the results were crazy. And this is, I've just included 2 slides here, but this is where we actually have something like 10 to 15 different student slides, because this will be just shortly before the pitch. And I want to make the audience as warm as possible and actually sell them on themselves by showing them that the program actually works for people like them. So here, one student landed his first order in his 4th week, and 3 weeks in already generated $430,000 first company. Okay. And then I've got another student over here. Other student got promoted into operations manager for his company and hit a X month, all while studying a degree and work in hospitality. You can 100% do this alongside work or school. So I want to use student examples to crush common objections such as, can I do this alongside school or a 9 to 5? Okay. And then after this slide, basically what we have is a bunch of different student testimonials and so on and so on and so on. And then after the student testimonials, I want to emphasize and say something like, after those of you who are interested in wellness training and access to a network, I'm going to reward you with an offer that I would legitimately not make anywhere else. So we want to pre-tease the offer and frame it as an exclusive workshop offer tied to the urgency of this workshop, right? And then we want to transition to the permission to pitch, where we basically get their commitment to the pitch through asking them, make them confirm us to transition to the offer, right? By asking them, if I have your permission to talk about this offer, I've prepared for you to drop a yes in the chat, okay? And then we want to have the offer slide over here, where we introduce the main transformation claim of the offer from X to X in 90 days, for example. This is a bit corny, to be absolutely honest. You can make this way more professional as well, talk rather more about other outcomes as well. And you want to deliver this concise in 1 slide sentence. So for example, it could be from... it could be something like how to build a profitable Amazon wholesale business in 90 days, or stuff like this. Okay. Right. Now, what we then want to do is, when we transition to the offer, and I know most of you guys probably watch this video because of the offer, is we want to split between the core offer, the discount, and the bonuses. I'm going to show the real slides right now. Let me just explain real quick what the core offer actually is. We always want to pitch the highest priced offer to you of all the offers that you have available. So if you're watching my channel, you know that I generally recommend 3 different offer tiers. One of them is the done for you offer. The other one is the done with you offer. Okay. The other one is the done do it yourself offer. And we always want to pitch the done for you and done with you offer, basically a mix between these 2 offers, because they are the most valuable offers and the highest priced. And then we want to take some of the offer components that we have and put them in a special workshop offer and a core offer, okay? Not all of them. And we want to introduce the deliverables by following the sales chain. So we want to emphasize the deliverable, frame the advantages of this deliverable, then the benefits, and then instantly show some student group. Never ever should you only introduce the deliverable. You must emphasize what it actually means for the day-to-day, their family, their lives, and so on. So you must handle this so what emotion. What does this deliverable actually what are the benefits, right? And then immediately back to the advantages and benefits of this deliverable up with some client proof, okay? You also ideally want to include screen share components for this deliverable. So for maximum transparency, share your screen and show them inside your community your offer and how it actually looks, to show them that what you're talking about isn't just on a webinar presentation, but it actually exists. So especially what I always recommend my clients to do is kind of build their very own client fulfillment software, a very nice lovable dashboard and stuff like this, where basically everything is hosted, the course, the community, and so on and so on and so on. And then they can design this nicely and show it in the webinar. Huge selling point. Now, you need to be careful with giving away crazy guarantees. They are risk reversal, but most of them give wrong incentives. And secondly, rich people, we do not target rich people with this webinar, but with other webinars we do, and this is why we do not have a guarantee, or why we don't pitch it. Rich people do not like guarantees, and a lot of them aren't FTC compliant if you're advertising in the US, right? Truth of advertising is very, very important. So for this offer, we used a 7-day no questions asked refund for maximum proof and confidence in our results. Okay, and basically only one person refunded out of 80 new customers in the last month, which is pretty insane. And this discount then applies just for the first 20. The discount that we pitch just applies for the first people who register for the workshop, because we want the period of urgency and get people off the fence. Okay, we also introduce a discount. I will show you all this in just a second. Right? And then we want to pitch the first time. So a lot of people are asking me, should I pitch a book a call webinar? Should I go with a direct checkout webinar? I've tested everything dozens of times, okay, for the same clients, dozens of times. And it really depends. Look, if you're in a market where you've got a good sales team, okay, and you're selling an offer that is more expensive than $2,000 or so, which I would highly recommend you, like basically pitching an offer which is 12K, 10K, you should always go for a sales call. And we've seen better results with book call webinars. However, for this webinar, we're in a market where we have a lot of people, a lot of entities, and we do not have enough salespeople to take on the calls in 3 days. And on top of that, the offer that we're pitching is quite low priced. So what we want to do is we went with a direct checkout webinar. Okay. However, in this market, direct checkout webinars were consistently getting us a better ROAS. However, in general, I always recommend going with a book call webinar. Okay. And also the benefits of direct checkout webinars is they save us some sales commissions, net profit margin. And we were selling an offer for just $700, as you can see. And then the first pitch, we optimized for PIFs. So on the checkout page, basically of the first pitch, they only had the PIF link, and then we price dropped and used value stacks and price entering and so on. So basically this was the offer. Okay, all the offer deliverables, we built an entire checkout page with some proof there below, deliverables, nice image, headline, transformation claim, and then they could basically check out over here with the PIF. And what then happened, then we introduced the bonuses, the more valuable deliverables of the main offer, and framed them as workshop bonuses that are only available for the price if they buy today. We introduced up to 6 different bonuses. Then we pitched and framed the offer that way, increases its perceived value and introduces scarcity and urgency basically to the bonuses, which are only available today if they check out on this webinar. And then we had some payment plans as well on the other pitches, because we split the test of payment plans and no payment plans in this market. And we always see that interest-free payment plans after the core of a pitch led to the highest ROAS of our overall campaign. Okay, now here's exactly how you should then basically practically implement this pitch. I mean, look at this. Basically, what we do over here is we have a first core deliverable of the main offer. Okay, so this would be, in our case, the course. So basically the roadmap. We want to explain what it is, and we want to try to split again the core offer in as many different deliverables as possible. Now, what we do next is, as you can see over here, this is still the deliverable number 1. We show them how it actually looks like in the program for more transparency. We want to show the inside of the community. He could actually screen share here as well and show the actual course, how it looks, right? Then we emphasize why it matters, what it is, why it matters. And this is so crucial, because this is the why behind every deliverable. The so what, okay? So why should they actually care about your deliverable? What does it mean? For example, this is for more certainty. This removes all confusion, helps you stay on track of your goals. It's literally everything I know about sales, the exact blueprint I use to scale you X amount per month, okay, which is then by basically triggers desire in them. And then the next deliverable, what we do over here with live group coaching and mentorship, we use a lot of these images, basically, first of all, to be authentic, to be humorous, and to use some images to make the presentation more attractive. And then also to borrow authority, basically, by making things visual, explaining them with common knowledge. So, for example, everyone knows that professional sportsmen have, like Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, have coaches, right? And we want to tell them, business is the exact same thing. We basically want to shift their beliefs and tell them you need to treat business like a sport, belief shift, deliver value, and tell them, you need a coach, because think about it, every sportsman, everyone who is a professional sportsman has a coach. And the exact same thing is true for business. You need business coaches, okay? This is, for example, why the deliverable coaching matters. Then we explain the deliverables they get, why it matters, and so on. And then we show some proof as well. I didn't include all of the slides over here, okay? And then what happens next is after delivering all the deliverables, and for example, for this webinar, we had like 3 to 6 core deliverables. It was also community, then it was one-on-one coaching, then it was some done for you services, and so on. What then happens is what we want to have a slide that just is designed to target this so what. So basically, what would having all this really mean for you? So after explaining the deliverables of the main offer, we start emphasizing the benefits. And I can't emphasize enough how much you should emphasize the benefits, okay? What do these deliverables do for your lives? And we want to start future pacing you. So one slide, for example, is you won't end up guessing around. You will have a roadmap that worked for hundreds of others, okay? Or what we can say also, you won't be stuck for remote sales. It could be something like you won't be stuck sending cold outreach all day, wondering if you will ever land a role. You will get placed into 800 job roles, or you will have proven outreach templates, and so on and so on and so on. So we want to emphasize exactly what it means for them, and also future pace. Just imagine what all of this would mean for you. You could finally start building a remote income stream without relying on more hours. You can finally build an income stream where your inputs determine your outputs, okay? Where your skill is the only thing that matters. You can build an income stream that allows you to get paid 7, 8, even $10K a month based on your performance if you do it the right way, and so on and so on and so on. You can earn additional spending income, basically spend more money with your family, enjoy your time more, go on vacation, blah, 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 right? We want you essentially future pace them what all this offer would mean really for them long term, right? And then after this, we want to say something like, again, here are way more slides in between, something like, you can figure this out yourself. The knowledge I've given you here is an amazing shot to start. So basically exact same thing that we did over here with the future, with the pain of inaction, pain of doing it on their own. We want to acknowledge that it's still possible to do it on their own. Just we want to frame the offer as the right shortcut that they should preferably choose. So what do you do over here? We emphasize the time investment and the pain and the financial pain. So it will likely take you 2 to 3 years, and you have a lot of dollars in mistakes, okay? And then after this, we want to say, or you could get guaranteed results. What guarantee? Again, as I said, introduce your guarantee if you're selling to B2C. Be careful with guarantees. For our webinar, we know that the guarantee is a must-have, especially in the market that we're in. We're selling to very unaware people, right? And very risk-averse people. So we want to drop the guarantee before the first pitch, and before we drop in the link the first time, because this is where we see the highest drop-offs. So we want to have as many valuable deliverables before the first pitch. And then what we do is we introduce the workshop bonuses, exclusive bonus when you join today. We generally sell different offer deliverables for this bonus. Basically, we have a special workshop offer where we have different deliverables that we then deliver at a cheaper price. So the bonus must be real. Apply real urgency, scarcity to the bonus, and reward action takers. What we do, we actually track when someone purchases, and our offer automatically turns down so they can see the real scarcity in the background and see how many spots are still available for the discount to take action. And then we want to price enter before we price drop. Again, we do a direct checkout webinar, so we price drop. In this case, you do not always have to price drop. We want to emphasize what other people tend to charge for similar offers, and then enter down to our normal price, and lastly to the discounted one. And then we have this price entering slide, as you can see over here. This is what other people charge for this. This is what we normally charge. This is what we charge today, and this is the price for that you can check out right now. This is Russell Brunson's strategy that we use over here, okay? And then we CTA them to click the link in the chat. Again, this won't work for rich people. If you're selling to rich people, Jeremy Haynes style, you should generally forget value stacking and price entering, and just be absolutely real about the cost, and basically get them to book on a call idea, right? Now, on top of that, I thought, why not add some crazy bonuses? This is where we then instantly after the pitch, this is the next slide, we transition to the bonuses, where obviously the drop off here will be very, very high. A lot of people see the price and will drop off. So we instantly want to hook them back in with the bonus section, free bonuses, okay? And then we want to have this pattern interrupt slide right afterwards, where we have a visual and a contextual pattern interrupt, which is great to hook people back in after the first pitch and to emphasize the importance of the bonus section, and helps with urgency, okay? This is a strategy I copied from Jason Flatley. And then the next thing is we want to introduce the bonuses. So bonus number 1, reframe them as 3 bonuses to foster reciprocity. and we emphasize what it is. I like to introduce the most valuable bonuses first because I pitch in between these bonuses. I deliver a bonus, I pitch next bonus, emphasize what it means, show some proof, show the real dashboard. So for example, for this dashboard, this recruiter dashboard, we actually screen share and show the dashboard then we pitch again. And then we pitch the payment plans, as you can see over here in the third or fourth pitch. And then we want to always emphasize that the bonuses aren't available anywhere else. There's a special offer for people who join today to emphasize the workshop and to get people off the fence. And this is basically exactly how we pitch. Now what happens, I will then introduce the next bonus, pitch, emphasize what it means, and basically follow the exact structure that I'm using here for this deliverables. Just do them for the bonuses, then pitch. Then I want to say again, what would having all this really mean for you? I want to handle some common objections, and then the next thing is just transitioning to the FAQ, where we handle the 8 most common objections they might have, then pitch after the FAQ, and then they do Q&A. And after the Q&A, what you can do is another summary. Okay, look, let's summarize. Here's exactly what you've learned. Here's what you will get in the offer. Click the link to check out. And that's basically it. Okay, that's exactly how we pitch on our webinars. Now, these are already around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 30 different slides, but our actual pitch is 70 to 80 to even 90. I would say 80 slides long, and it should be that long because you really want to make your training valuable, make your training go around like 1 hour, and then after this hour, really focus on the pitch, focus on a nice transition, on a nice story, emphasize the benefits, and kind of try to split the main offer, the core offer, in as many different deliverables as possible. And then this scarcity, bonuses, and urgency, and so on. Now, if you want not only the pitch, but the entire webinar, okay, from guys like us who have generated $135,000 in cash from one single webinar, and we've done it various times, done various 6-figure webinars for different clients in the past, then feel free to reach out to me on simon.asman on Instagram or growinginfo.com to book in a free strategy call. And we can see how we guys can help you by not only designing the webinar, obviously also creating all the ads, setting up the campaigns, setting up the pre-show up sequences, setting up the entire onboarding system if you want. There's VSL funds. Like, we do literally every single thing that comes that is important when it comes to scaling your coaching business or high ticket business, whatever it might be, to 6 to 7 figures a month, right? Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. Everything we talk about here on this channel is scaling your coaching business. And I will be back soon with a massive banger. So leave this video a like. And with that being said, guys, take care.